In each one of our refrigerated counters, under counter, anything out front, we have a dial thermometer in each refrigerator, and we check those thermometers to make sure they're correct. And those are like mandatory by the health department. The health department comes in, they're going to check every one of these reach-ins to make sure that every, like that 6 bank right there, we probably have like 2 in the whole unit, but that's all one unit. The temperature is the same throughout. So that's probably like the first thing the health department checks with us. They're going to check our hot and cold temperatures. The next thing they're going to go into is our production. They're going to see how we're storing, if we're dating, things like that, what our production is like. And you kind of do a visible check first. I'm looking for code dates for products. That tells me when it was made. And I'm looking for a product that's missing. And we have typical areas that we store things in. So if I don't see it, then I'm going to add it to my prep list for that day and go from there. All our containers are covered unless we have product cooling. Like for example, we have a batch of soup that we just made this morning and it's cooling right now. Once it comes down to temperature, we'll put lids on it so it protects it. Same thing, we have temperatures. We have gauges outside this box. We also have temperature gauges inside the box, so as a backup so we can tell what's going on from there. Our products come in bulk, as you can see, and we keep no raw products on any of these top shelves. The only raw products we're allowed to have in here are only allowed on the bottom shelf, and the only raw product that we have right now is prime rib and hamburger patties. So all those are always below. The reason for that is so that no serum or anything can drop down on top of lids or open containers or anything like that and cross-contaminate things. Something I've noticed and working with the health department is really important is the material safety data, because we have a lot of chemicals in the restaurant. You can both get a person sick by a foodborne illness, or you can get them sick by chemical, which is poisoning them. And typically, if you're going to get somebody sick, 9 times out of 10 it's probably from bleach, because you use too high a concentration of bleach in your towels or your buckets that you have on your line and what you're sanitizing with. So if your chemicals are not correct in your dishwasher or in the things that you're disinfecting, if they're too high concentrations, say you rinse out your sinks with bleach or a sanitation product, and then it's too strong, it's going to get on your lettuce that you're cleaning, and that's not what you want, and then you're going to chemically get someone sick. And typically they'll be sick right away within an hour of eating the food. Foodborne illness takes like a lot longer. It takes 4 to 6 hours, and everything's rated differently, but that's one of those smoking gun things that you want to really be careful about. I think with food inspection and food safety, that's the last thing you want to be afraid of. I think you always take it as a learning experience because the inspectors are very knowledgeable. I think it's great that what they do, they keep you on your toes, because you're really providing a service for guests at the same time, and you don't want to get them sick, you don't want to harm them in any way. So I think I always try to get off to a good relationship with the health department, because like this size restaurant, we have over 60 employees, and the more knowledge I have, the more time I can put into my people, the safer I think my restaurant's going to be. And so the same with the community. People will recognize that, hey, your food's correct. You're not getting written up in the paper or whichever. Those are things that I think are real positive for Reno anyway. I like the fact that they have the inspections in the paper and what's going on around town. It's great.